Welcome back to Deck Hockey Focus's continued coverage of the Clash of the Titans. It has been one heck of a championship Sunday, and games have finally wrapped up. We have, I guess, two goaltenders that had stood on their head for near 4 periods straight, with the overtime victory finally going to the gods. But we've got someone on the phone here today. Shackelford, tell them who we got.
We've got the man with the plan. I'd call him the captain. Bryan, how you doing? Goalie with the Hamilton Haze.
How you been?
We're good, buddy. We appreciate you joining us there. That was one heck of a game. It went down to the wire there. Playing a team like the gods that have seen so many different championship games and things like that. I mean, walk the people through maybe even just the dying seconds. There was a penalty. You guys went up a man there for a while, and I mean, it was tooth and nail the whole game. So kind of walk people through what the boys were seeing from the bench.
Well, I mean, when we had a power play going to the overtime, we thought we were in a good spot. Man advantage against a team that's very strong and very good defensively, and actually their goalie played really well, but he came with some big saves on the power play. But unfortunately, we weren't able to get one in, and there's a goalie sitting at the back there. You're just hoping they just pop one in and ready to cheer the boys, but unfortunately that didn't work out.
No, always a tough, a bitter pill to swallow, a tough one if you lose in overtime in a championship game. But I think holding a team like the Pittsburgh Gods to a scoreless regulation and actually losing, unfortunately, in overtime isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think that speaks a lot for that group and how you're able to come together this weekend.
Absolutely. I mean, this team came together pretty quick in the last minute, and for us nobody knew who we were going into it, and this is our first experience playing in this tournament. For us to go against one of the top 3 teams in North America in the championship, it's kind of we're hoping to finish off the Cinderella story, but it didn't work out. But all the guys are very high positive. As much as it's tough pill to swallow, we're looking forward to trying to prevail next year.
Well, good. So we will end up seeing you guys again then, it sounds like, which is pretty cool. But since you guys are kind of a newcomer there, a bit of a hodgepodge, a last-minute thing, give people a look at how the boys came together and where you guys pulled all this talent from to see, I mean, I guess, immediate success.
Well, it was we had a regular kind of core, and some people were not available to make it, so we were just making some calls and we were getting some guys together, and a bunch of us actually who play in the GV program were able to just reach out to some of the guys that we just returned from Turks and Caicos in the 4-on-4 World Championships, and we had played with some of the guys from the Canada and Quebec teams, and we just got to meet them, and we threw a shout out to see if there was any interest in any of those guys coming out, and sure enough, 1, 2, 3, and it turned into about 10 of them were more than willing to come down to play, and it was fantastic how they could do that last minute. And they really helped out our group of guys to get us where we're at.
No, that's awesome. And just to give a little insight to the outside world, when you say last minute, like what was the actual time frame here?
Probably within about a week and a half. Maybe
quick.
Rounding to 2 weeks. I was going to say rounding to 2 weeks, but especially because we just returned at the end of October, and sure enough, the tournament here is second, third week of November. So it's a big turnaround, and I'm sure these guys were spending a bit of money to get to where they were before. So for them to make a trek, I mean, I appreciate it. But they loved it. They had a great experience, and I'm sure we'll see those guys again as well.
No, definitely. And I think that just level of camaraderie and willing to make that trek, because it's not exactly a 15-minute drive to your local rink to get there. That level of commitment, I think it really speaks to just the global nature of the ball hockey community and how everybody can come together so quickly and just on the drop of a dime, I'm in.
Yeah, like camaraderie goes a long way. Like, and we're not going to shy away because there's some guys that were able to come from the London area, some here from St. Catharines, and not to mention our Hamilton guys. So it was really cool that they were able to kind of pull together and we were able to do this kind of thing. And I'm telling you, it was a great time, and I'm very happy with even though we came up a little bit short, it's a great result to have still.
Well, I'd say you guys definitely performed better than I think we were giving you guys credit for. We were certainly rooting for you. Everybody loves an underdog story, and I think you guys, at least gave the people their money's worth there.
Except me. I lost my money.
Yeah, that's true. You had a couple bucks on it there. But so going into the tournament, what was kind of the expectation for everybody? Was there, obviously everyone has the eyes on the prize, but I don't think anybody would have expected you guys to be finding yourselves 0-0 in OT with a team like the Gods who, they've been together, playing together, a couple of pieces here and there will change, but they're a franchise that's been around for quite some time, and you guys are the new kids on the block. So, kind of looking back, where did you guys think you would end up realistically?
Well, when we came in, we just wanted to compete, work every game and see what the results would be. And I think, when we came out with a pretty strong win there in the first game, winning 6-1, I think a lot of guys started realizing, like, you know what, we're a better team than just this team that we'll see how we do. And we had a really tough game against Barrie Flyers there on Saturday morning, and we're able to prevail in a very high-scoring game, and they're a very good team as well. And even though we lost to some of the defending champions at midnight, we still had a lot of positivity going into Sunday, and we just kind of rolled with the confidence. And we came up with a big win earlier today, and against the Vortex, and we just rolled it from there. And then we're starting to think like, hey, this could happen. So, and then we go into the championship game. There was a lot of guys expecting that let's come up with a win in this. But as much as we fell short, at the end of the day, we're very happy with the result.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. And like you were just saying, like your start of the tournament, you had some big wins, high scoring.
Yeah.
6-1, 9-6, but then you kind of hit a bump in the road there with Midnight Express, which is a really good team.
Yeah, they're no
couple
joke.
former pros on that team. But then Sunday morning, the Niagara War Pigs are no joke. They're a legit team, and they are good. But you managed to take them to a shootout. So through regulation, through overtime, and then win in the additional round. How does that boost the confidence, or what does that look like in the locker room after the game?
Oh, it was huge. Guys were just ready to go for the next one. Actually, I'm kind of glad we had a short break between some of these games, because sitting there, I think everyone still had the adrenaline moving from that one. And they were just ready to play again. And then when you end up prevailing in semifinals, they're just like, let's go again. Guys are kind of getting antsy in the locker room, ready to step on the floor against the Gods.
Oh, that's awesome. But so speaking of the room, though, what is it like before that game and then after? Being a brand new team, what does the temperature of the room look like?
So before the game, everyone was kind of doing the same, whatever they got to do to prepare themselves mentally, and they're stretching out and just kind of keeping loose, because even though you got a bit of a gap, in the third game of the day in a short time frame, you want to keep your muscles loose and warm. So, there's a lot of positivity. Everyone's ready to go, like, fired up. Course of the game, we kind of fell short, but when we got to the locker room, a lot of guys still had their health. Nobody likes losing, especially big games like that. But when we got to the locker room, a lot of guys a little bit down, especially the way we lost in overtime. We couldn't buy a goal if we wanted to, it seemed, but cooler heads kind of prevailed a little bit, and everybody was just, at the end of the day, we were just like, what an experience, what a good tournament.
You guys looked phenomenal. We certainly we loved watching that game. I mean, even though it was short on the scoring end, it was not short of chances. And you guys looked like especially I think this was seen the most against the Orangemen there. You guys just had another level of jump on them. I mean, beating everyone to every 50-50 ball, any dump and chase, you guys are in there battling for everything, and then taking that into a game against the Gods. I mean, we saw you guys coming through the neutral zone just steamrolling half of the time. And I mean, there can't be too much team chemistry with such a new organization, but it seemed like you guys were just wheeling and dealing through the neutral zone, and that's where we saw a lot of people getting stopped in previous games, is when that sort of artificial wall forms there and they trap the neutral zone on you. Was there any talk about that between games and how to bust through that, or is that just something that you guys kind of found naturally?
Well, we were very confident. We were a very fast team, so we wanted to use our speed to our advantage, but lining up against the Gods, they're a very fast team too. So you kind of had to just maintain the ball possession, do what you can, spin off the guys when possible, and kind of get out of the neutral, like kind of break out as quick as possible, because those guys forecheck very quickly. And but a lot of our guys knew, like, we just stick to our plan. We got to keep playing our own game, because we start playing another team's game, that's usually when you find some trouble. And even though we had some chances, we just kept sticking through. But we just wanted to make sure that we didn't start getting to play the other guys' game.
Well, definitely, not the results I know you were looking for there, but in my opinion, a great tournament across the board. I would consider that a success.
Absolutely. It was a fun time. I mean, nobody likes losing, right?
No,
But at the
definitely
same
not.
time, at least, but for where we were and where we're at and how this whole weekend played out, like I couldn't have asked for a better weekend.
Yeah, well, we don't want to keep you much longer. We know you got to get some miles, or in your terms, kilometers behind you there. But, again, thank you for coming on. And again, look forward to seeing you guys in the future and talking to you guys in the future there. And just excited to see what can be brought to the table as this community grows and as it grows, becomes closer.
Absolutely, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you for having me. And, we're looking forward to keep doing this and see what happens next year.
A heck of a tournament. We can't wait to do it again.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right.